everyone, and welcome to Jumping into Higher Education podcast with your host, Jalen Davis. This episode will be a short guide for K 12 educators who aspire to jump into higher education. Today, we'll be exploring andragogy and pedagogy, along with the andragogy principles, the practices, stories of success, and concerns. Let's go right ahead and discuss andragogy versus pedagogy. When it comes to andragogy, adults are self driven and can rely on their past experiences to solve problems. Pedagogy refers to developing habits in thinking and acting. Andragogy is more towards adult learners, while pedagogy is more towards younger students, like K through 12. Here are some of the andragogy principles that is crucial for you to know. The first principle is adults learn by doing. Hands on learning utilizes real world scenarios and creates projects for students that they could encounter in their future career fields. Many adult learners find that this kind of learning is helpful to them as they apply what they have been taught to their future careers. This gives them direct access to seeing what they're capable of. Next is adults are self directing. For many adults, self directing learning happens naturally. Especially for online students, they tend to look through the material on their own or find outside sources to help them understand the material. Adult learners are more prone to plan, carry out, and evaluate their learning experiences without the help of others. Next, adults desire relevance. While some enjoy learning as an end in itself, adult learners are more likely to engage in learning that has direct relevance to their lives. It's important to incorporate discussions of events that are currently occurring in the world. Next, adults utilize experience. Adults are shaped by their experiences, and the best learning comes from the most making sense of those experiences. And lastly, adults appreciate repetition. Repetition is essential for adult learning. Practicing new skills in a supportive environment creates confidence and helps learners transfer those abilities into real world applications and career responsibilities. Next, we'll discuss two practices that you should implement in your master classes. The first practice is to break up information to avoid cognitive overload. Adult learners can follow more and be more complex with the information that you give them rather than children. But you should still aim to structure your masterclass into compartmentalized lessons that progress logically as you teach. Instead of having long paragraphs on your slides, try using bullet points that cover the important pieces of the material. For the second practice, make your material visually stimulating. If your handouts and slides are very plain and they become boring, and your learners' minds will switch off. Instead, attract your learners' attention with the use of color, fonts, and pictures to highlight the important information to boost the memorability of your masterclass. I would use colors that contrast each other on PowerPoint slides and use animation tools as well. With vibrant colors and cool designs, it will make the material easier to remember. Some students even color code their notes because it helps them study better. Next, I would like to share a personal success story of my own when it comes to adult learning. When I took my intro to public relations publications, it was a fully online asynchronous course. With the class never meeting in person or through Zoom, my professor took it upon herself to create videos of her voicing over PowerPoints for us to study for our notes. For each week, she chose a different color scheme to prepare us for the final exam. So week 1 would be yellow, week 5 would be pink, and week 8 would be like a light blue. This helped the material stand out to me, and in my mind, I associated the vocabulary words with these colors. The way she broke down the material in the PowerPoints helped me digest it easily rather than just reading the long text chapters. Anytime I'm met with long pages of text, I do get overwhelmed because I'm worried about not grasping all the important pieces of the material. At the end of each week, we took a quiz. I noticed that since week 1, I never got below a C, and I finished my quiz within the 30-minute mark. I've always been a long test taker and a stressful test taker, but since I was able to remember and understand the material more effectively, I didn't fall into that same pattern. Next, we'll discuss the adult learner concerns that you should look out for with your students. The first concern would be lack of time. Many adults have a full-time jobs, they're parents, and they have outside hobbies and responsibilities. This leaves little to no room for academic pursuits. These demands can make it hard to find consistent time for studying, attending classes, and completing assignments. The next concern will be lack of support. Earning a degree without a strong support system can be overwhelming for anyone, especially for adult students balancing multiple responsibilities. Many students lack family and other support, which makes it hard for them to feel motivated to even finish school. Lastly, we have self doubt. Many adult learners feel that they are too old to return to school or that their chance has passed. This can lead to hesitation, low confidence, and fear of failure. It can also be intimidating for students who are up in age to sit in a class with students who are double their junior. It can also be intimidating if you took 2 years off from school. Some people like to call it a gap year because it may take them a minute to get back into the fold of, being in school again, getting comfortable learning material. That takes a lot of time out of you if you haven't done it in a while. So that can also be a concern when it comes to self-doubt as well. Overall, andragogy is the best way to reach your adult students. Make sure to consider concerns whenever conflict arises in the classroom. The best practice to go along with is breaking down information to avoid cognitive overload. This is the best practice because a lot of text can cause burnout or be intimidating for students. Don't forget to recognize the concerns that your student might be facing. Lastly, be sure to remember those 5 crucial principles that we discussed earlier. To ensure that, I'm going to hand you 3 resources that you'll be able to use. The first resource comes from University of San Diego. It discusses the 15 top strategies for teaching adult learners by Adam Nance. The second resource is the Western Governors University Andragogy versus Pedagogy, Key Differences in Learning. This breaks down the key differences between andragogy and pedagogy. And lastly, the Western Governors University. It gives you 10 simple principles of adult learning. This can go into the concerns as well. It breaks down the concerns a little bit longer so you can understand and notice the signs of when those concerns occur. Well, that's all for today. I really hope that this helped you and this inspired you to want to go into higher education. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you later. Bye.